you can hear me. Can you hear me? It's Rita. Rita from Miss Rita to the rescue. Yay! Oh, I'm so happy to see you all. I'm so happy. Oh man, what a couple of weeks it's been for me. I've just been thinking about you guys constantly and trying to get through some tough situation that I'm in, but not tough enough that I don't, that I can't come back and get. Yeah, I'm so happy too. Jamie's so terrific. She's been emailing me or texting me, and Loretta's been emailing me. And I know it's hard sometimes, you guys, to get in touch with me when I'm not available. So I've been trying to post a little bit. And I want to apologize if you're new because I'm probably going to talk a lot on this one, as if I don't talk a lot already. But I mean, like, just kind of give you an update on this. But I also am so. Hi, Shirley. Hi, Christiana. There's Leslie from Massachusetts, and Barbara and Gloria. Hi, everyone. Oh, so happy, so thankful, so blessed, so grateful to everyone for all of the wonderful prayers. I even have my cleaning crew here who's been praying over me as well, and everyone. It's been so wonderful. And sorry if you're not a spiritual person, because boy, it really is the best to have spiritual people in your corner of the world who are lifting you up. You know, when you have a sickness like I do, I have a chronic disease called metastatic cancer. Metastatic cancer, you probably heard, is, you know, when someone says, oh, it's metastasized. And when I heard that word the first time, as it related to me back a year ago, I thought, oh God, I'm going to die, because everybody said, oh, it's metastatic. And then what I've learned is metastatic cancer, whatever cancer, is a chronic condition. And though there are no cures, there are treatments. And the treatments hopefully keep the cancer at bay and give you longer life. Yes, it can cut your lifespan down, but with the best care, with good practice of your personal, spiritual, emotional life. And emotional is the biggest part, I think, honestly. I was talking to my doctor the other day, and I said, you know, my problem isn't so much my body, it's my brain. And so for the last 2 weeks, since I got the news that my cancer has progressed a little bit, it's been a battle of my brain. But I'm doing so much better emotionally, and I have a game plan, talked with the doctors, and I will need some different kinds of treatments. So I've been getting all tests so that they can set those up. I had a full spine MRI done on Tuesday. My sister took me up to Salem, New Hampshire to have that done, and they found that I have one of them, you know, your spine's made up of little vertebrae, and it's a column, and they each lay on each other, and there's tissue and fibers and whatever in between those things, and one of them is sort of oozing out with a tumor. But interestingly, also, it's showing some meningitis. So apparently, it's a sort of cancer-loving meningitis. So now I am getting set up for radiation, which today I go for staging. Last time we spoke, I had radiation because I've had 2 operations this year. I had my right hip replaced and my left leg shored up with a rod and 6 or 8, I'm not sure, screws. So I'm going back to radiation. I love those people at radiation. They're terrific. They're so kind to me. And we're going to do staging. Dr. McIntyre over at MGB. I don't know if it's MGB or MGH, but it's Mass General Brigham Cancer Center in Danvers, Massachusetts. And I've been in and out of all the Mass Generals so far. And I don't want to overwhelm you all, but just suffice to say, I have a very, very good team. And I have a horde of angels, people who are jumping in and helping me get to my appointments because my insurance, it's changing up in October, at the 1st of October. So I'm trying to, negotiate that change because I've become, according to them, catastrophic coverage. So they have to switch it up so that make it easier for them to do all the paperwork. And thankfully, don't you worry about me and the cost, because I'm so grateful that my insurances, I have several, are covering everything for me, and so grateful. I know a lot of people complained about, I have some of the governmental health care, and it's just been fantastic. You would not believe the bills that have come in, and yet I haven't worried about anything, not one pill, not one treatment, nothing, not one visit. So thank you, Lord, for everything. And I made a promise to the Lord that I was going to acknowledge him in all my ways. And I'm sorry if that's something that maybe is uncomfortable for you, but for me, it really helps. So thank you so much for continuing to listen. Let's see. We are a couple of other things that I wanted to tell you. One is my son Owen, who is the love of my life. He is turning 18 tomorrow. Can you believe it? 18 tomorrow. And what happened yesterday? He got into an accident on his bike. We had to take him to the hospital. This has been a tough year as far as hospitals go. But he's fine. Nothing's broken. He hurt his knee and scraped his arms a bit. And he went to school today, but we had to get him x-rays, make sure he didn't really mess things up. And he is in his final year of high school, and I think this year is going to be the best year for him. He's very excited, and he's starting to show a lot more maturity and, thoughtfulness. Because in the past, when he's had accidents, because he's a little accident prone, he's autistic and he just gets a little accident prone. In the past, when he's had accidents, he won't tell me, or he'll tell me only part of it. And he actually did that last night. Hey, you guys, what are you chewing on? He actually did that last night. And but then he had a second thought, and he called my sister, who is like his second mother, and said, yeah, I didn't want to tell my mom, but I did have a pretty bad accident. And so she took him to the emergency room. So thank you for a lucky, or whatever, a blessing in disguise. And so that's good. And he'll be 18 tomorrow. So exciting. Anyway, and let's see what else. So I'm here. You guys are here for the Cricut stuff and for the crafting stuff, and I'm here to show you my little. It's not so little. I wanted to show you my regular. This is my Joy. You guys know I love the Joy. And it's just such a terrific little machine, but it has limitations. Each machine comes with limitations, and the major limitation on the Joy is that it's smaller. So they just recently released this called the Joy Extra. I'm going to go up a little tiny bit so you can sort of get it all in the frame. So this is the Joy, and this is the Joy Extra. I'm going to put this one right on top. So it's got quite a bit. It's like 1.5 size of the Joy, and they call it the Extra. It's spelled XTRA. And they have added a couple of really cool features, and I am going to go into depth with this as long as everything keeps going well. I'm going to compare the Joy with the Joy Extra. I'm going to compare the Joy Extra with the Explore and with the Maker. I don't have a Venture, but that would be a pretty extreme. That would be an pretty extreme comparison, I think. But I wanted you to see this because the Joy, I know with the new machines coming out this season, if you have not purchased any machines from Cricut and you're trying to decide which one, because this is what happens, they come out with a new machine, it's like which one, you're gonna see a price drop. I don't know that for a fact, but this is how it's worked in the past decade. You know, they come up with something new, and then the most recent will drop in price. And I'll be honest with you, the Joy started off a little bit high for my taste, so I think you're going to start seeing prices through the fall and during Black Friday events at, you know, the low 100s, which I think it's definitely worth that. But if you are like, you know, trying to decide, should I get this one or this one is a little bit more expensive. And so you might decide, okay, maybe I want to spend a little extra. And then don't forget, you've got the Cricut Air 2, which is a fabulous machine. It's called the Explorer, really. A fabulous machine. You've got the Makers. So sorry, before the Makers, you got the Air 2. You got the Explorer 3. You've got the Maker, original Maker. And you've got the Maker 3, and it's so much, and I don't want to overload you, so we're going to just take it a little bit at a time. And so if you watch this series, definitely, if you know somebody's asking, oh, what kind of machine should I buy? It really is a personal choice for everyone. So it depends. If you're brand new to crafting and you don't want to learn a whole lot, you just want to get your toes in the water, so to speak, then oh, there's Santo. Hi, Santo.
Hi, good morning.
Morning. Santo's here taking the dogs for a walk. Oh yeah, we can talk about that as well, Gloria. So, you know, even though, you know, they'll probably have specials and HSN and everything else, don't be rushing. You know, take your time and listen to what other people, myself, whatever, your friends have to say about it. It really is about what you want to accomplish, not about price points so much. I mean, obviously it's what you can afford, but what you want to accomplish for your crafting time. It's a very personal decision, and it's also it's a source of, could be a pain point or a joy point. And so I just think it's a great idea to just get to know our community. Come and watch our show, whether it's live where you can be part of the chat, or you can everybody's saying hi to Santo. He's already out the door with the dogs. But you know, and yeah, and then, you know, this is just one of the cutting machines on the market. There are other machine companies. There's a Brother machine. I do not know too much about Brother machines. There's also one by a company called Silhouette. And there is also now brand new machines from a company called Caesar, or I think it's pronounced Caesar, but it's spelled Siser, Caesar. International, I believe, and they have like a Juliet and a Romeo, which is adorable. And I know Christiana has been trying to get me to try that, but then this thing came out. So I have been, if you don't know me, I have been a Cricut product expert. I was a Cricut product expert for over 10 years. What that means essentially was that I represented Cricut whenever they came out with new products, and in return, they gave me the products so that I could explain to you the difference. I am now independent, so I'm going to, not that I wasn't honest, because I was always honest, but I'm going to tell you, if somebody were to send me a brand new machine, even if it were, say, an Anna Griffith Empress, which I also have, or a Sizzix die cut machine, I will give it the best review that I can. And I will tell you what I like, what I don't like, and what you should be looking out for. So I hope you have trust in me to tell you how I've been crafting. Well, I've been crafting with machines since 2012. So over 11 years, but I've been a crafter my entire life. My starting point was scrapbooking and stamping. Also, I've always loved to do 3D paper projects, and we do a lot of them on this show. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, Miss Rita to the Rescue, it's called Crafting Adventures with Miss Rita and Friends, please do so, because then the last point before I jump into today's project is to tell you that I am less than 100 people away from my what I said was my ultimate goal, which is 25,000 subscribers. I know it's not a lot. I know there are people that have hundreds of thousands or millions of people. That's fine too. But for my little, really just my hobby, my life's passion, to have 25,000 people that trust me to give them good information, I so appreciate that. So spread the word. And if you've already subscribed, then thank you. Make sure you like videos. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos on my YouTube channel. I'm also available on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. All right. And yes, we do need to have a Zoom. That's one thing that we have done in the past, and we know we need to do the Zoom because we're coming up on Halloween and Christmas, and there are a couple of really fabulous new projects and old projects that I've been promising you forever that we're going to do. But today I thought that we would just kind of just have a little meet cute. I don't know if some of you don't know what that means. It's sort of a new industry term. Meet cute means like it's like a little, how did you get to meet your partner or your friend? It's a cute meeting story. That's what a meet cute is. So that's what we're doing today. So this is the Cricut Xtra Joy Extra, really, and I want to just show you what it is. It may be on special this week, which HSN, if you're one of those HSN people, but it was released a week or maybe close to 2 weeks ago from Cricut, and you can see here, look, they're already starting to advertise. This is the Explore 3. So when you go to Cricut, and it's spelled Cricut, it sounds like a bug, but it's Cricut, and it's pronounced Cricut. And then you can hit shop, and you can have a look at all of their machines that I explained to you. The most recent one is the Cricut Joy, and that's what this one here is. And it is by itself $199. I purchased the materials bundle because there are a few things that are different here. One is that there is a sensor That's probably the biggest difference. So when you buy the Joy, or if you bought the Joy, you'll see that it just has this one clamp. This is the clamp that has the blade. This is the housing, and you would just pop that in there. If you want to use a pen, which, where's my pen? The old Joy pens work in the new Joy Extra, so you don't have to get all new pens. They just pop right in. This is actually not a Joy pen, so I can't I can't show you that one. Here's a Joy pen. So this is a Cricut Joy. They're labeled, and the Cricut Joy pens. Now, if you're going out and buying pens and stuff, if you're not buying a materials package and you have to buy extras, do be sure that you are buying the correct accessories for the machine that you have. There's Joy machine, and then there are the other machines. So the Joy, the blade, the housing, the pens, the foil tool. I'm trying to think what else there is. There's no, they don't have a score tool yet, but hopefully someday they all will be labeled Joy, okay? But the original point that I want to make is that the original Joy does not have a sensor. So what does that mean? Well, it meant that the original Joy cannot cut something called print then cut. Well, when they came out with the Joy, a lot of people wanted to do stickers. And stickers are really popular. So here is an example of a sticker that I did with the original Joy using a product that they came out, which was called writable vinyl. So that's what this is a writable vinyl. But a print and cut is a 3-color, 4-color design that you can either import or find in Design Space that you can then print on your printer and then come back and cut on a machine that has a sensor. And that's what the Cricut Joy now has. The Cricut Joy Extra now has. The original Joy does not. We'll get into this in great detail when we compare the two machines. But I just want to let you know that's the difference there. Okay. Now the other thing obviously is it's wider. So the reason why I purchased this materials bundle is because I wanted to make sure you saw this. These are the new mats. Now they are new, different size mats for both the Joy and for the Explorer and Maker. The Explorer and Maker mats are the typical 12 by 12 inch mats, and so they're a little bit wider. These are 8.5 inch mats. They come in blue, which is a light grip, and I believe green, which is the standard grip. Now, I was talking to a friend of mine about the mats, and personally, I think this is one thing they're going to have to review, is that these mats are, to get started, are pretty expensive. So you're going to want to take care of the ones that you get, which is also the reason why when you do buy the actual machine, I don't believe it comes with a mat, which is shameful, but whatever, you know. But let's see, features included. Does it come with a mat? No, it doesn't come with a mat. And because I'm a paper crafter, I want to be able to use a mat. Now, the joy of the Joy is that you can use something called Smart Material. And so that's what these things are, Smart Iron-On. They are also different sizes. This can be confusing. So again, we'll go into this in a great bit of detail. But these are Smart Materials. That's what I got with my material bundle when I bought the machine. Personally, if you are going to buy from Cricut and you're going to buy an extra, I would first and foremost make sure that you have a subscription. The subscription package is called Access. You'll receive a 10% off of your total. So that's what I got here for $250. I got an additional, so you'll see down here it says Access members pay $2.25. So right there, you're going to save $25. And you'll also, as an Access subscriber, you'll save between 10 and 20% depending on what you're purchasing. The outside companies like Cricut, no, not Cricut, like Michaels and Joann's and HSN are selling these other items separately. The thing that I've noticed so far, because it's a brand new product, they're coming out with a retail price that, to be frank, is a little high. So we're gonna, because we're frugal people, we're gonna try different things, but technically you would buy them. Honestly, I have found some really good substitutions for the other mats. So I'm hoping that other companies are going to come out with mats that are the same size. But for right now, this blue mat, I think it's like $12. So do take really good care of it. Keep the little plastic bit, and you can clean these to help with the stick. If you've never had a mat before, they come with this little plastic cover, and they're sticky, and they have different kinds of stickiness. Right now, I believe it's only coming out with the light grip and possibly the green color, which is a standard grip. There is in the Cricut family a purple one. It's like a more lavender that is called a strong grip, and I don't think they'll probably come out with a strong grip. Now, what can you cut with this? Oh my goodness, you can cut a lot of stuff. I think it's at least 50 materials. But if you want to cut using paper, which is what I do most of the time, you are going to need a mat. Now, what kind of paper are you going to want to get? So if you're brand new to this, what you're looking for, I call it paper, but it's really cardstock. Okay, so for the longest time, cardstock was only really available in very specific sizes. The two main sizes are 12 by 12, which fit the bigger mats for the bigger machines, right? And then also there's 8.5 by 11. Now Cricut has fabulous paper, but it's all 12 by 12. They do not have 8.5 by 11-inch paper. So I, many years ago, went on the hunt for some good 8.5 by 11-inch paper, and I'm glad that I did, because I found this line of paper from Michaels. It's a Recollections brand paper, and this is actually one of my favorite packs. They sell these packs. This one is called Spice Market. It's perfect for this time of year, this season. Let me see, I'll open it so you can see. Actually buy these in packs of 10. They're called Pro packs. And they're 50, I believe 50 sheets of 5 different colors. So let me just show you the colors you get. Perfect for fall, for our fall crafting. So this is again called Spice Market, and there is like a deep orange, or maybe even call that, I don't know, yeah, deep orange, this beautiful yellow, this lovely green, fall green, pumpkin, and brown. Now this is just one of many packs that Michaels.com offers, and they usually are in packs of 50. Now, over the years, because they've become popular, they've expanded this. When they first started out, they just did these. These are samplers, so you'd get, a nice grouping of 10 sheets of each of these 5 colors. Works great if you're working on a project, but now you can buy them in single colors, and one of the most recent colors that they came out with here is one of my favorites, teal. So I got 50 sheets of teal. So let's talk about this paper. So paper, and I interchange paper with cardstock. The paper comes in all different thicknesses, as you know, because whether you are using a computer printer or a typewriter, you know that some paper's thicker than others. Well, this is called cardstock. And if you do a little research on Google, you'll find out that paper comes in what's called weights. Now, this is for the US and Canada, but in the UK and other places, they do it called in something called a GSM. But in the US and Canada, they do it by weight. So here you can see I have this pack and it says 65 lbs, which stands for pounds, and that is a weight. This is 65 pounds is called medium weight. So if you see something that's less than 65 pounds, perhaps 50 or 45, that would be considered lightweight. And then over 65 pounds, maybe 80, 85 up to maybe 100 is called heavyweight. And once it goes beyond that that size of 85, the heavyweight, it turns into other kinds of paper. And we have worked with other kinds of paper before. We've worked with craft board, poster board. Now this can be very complicated and it takes a while to learn all of the terms. So do not get yourself in a tizzy if you're not understanding. Most of the time when you're working with paper, you're going to be using medium weight paper, and it is readily available. You can buy it at Michael's, you can buy it at Hobby Lobby, you can buy it at Joann's, and there are some available online as well, Amazon. My favorite right now is 12 by 12 cardstock.shop. That's the website. 12 by it's 12x12 cardstock.shop, and they have all kinds. Some of the name brands besides the Cricut brand are American Crafts, Basil, and then in those categories there are different types and different sizes as well. Park Lane from Joann's is a newer one, and you might want to try that. Don't go crazy buying paper. I actually, again, I'm a very frugal person, and hold on just a second. Hey, Santo, will you fill my thing up with ice?
Sure.
Thank you. And lemonade. Don't go crazy. Don't buy it on regular retail price. Always look for sales. The other thing I want to mention is most cardstock will come in a solid color, and so does Michael's. But you can also buy pattern paper, which is fun. It's so much fun. You can buy it by the sheet, or you can buy it in books, or you can buy it in groups. So this is one example from a company called Doodlebug. This is a Halloween pack. The pack is called Booze and Brews, and you can buy it in a pack with a set of stickers, and they are available, and I've been telling you guys about those different places. So that's what we're going to do today. Now, as far as I know I'm kind of taking it slow. I hope you guys don't mind that, okay? But as far as, getting started and stuff like that, we'll go into that more detail. A lot of my current watchers are people that have already, they know all this stuff, but so I apologize, talk amongst yourselves kind of thing. But the great thing about a Cricut is that you can import other people's designs, and I love to do that. Now, Cricut has their own design software. It's free. Using the software is free. There are extras that you can use with the software that cost money, and that's that subscription that I told you about called Access. Okay, so that is. Oh, I needed something to drink. Is called Access. So if you are brand new and you're working from, you can work from just about anything. There are, if you have an old iPad or certain kinds of tablets it doesn't work, but for all like the current standard machines, you can work on your phone, you can work on your iPad, you can work on your laptop, you can work on your desktop, but you do need to get the software to in order to work it. So you're going to go to wherever you get your apps. And in this case, I have an iPad, so I'm going to the App Store. And I'm going to, once I get to the App Store, and I'm connected to the internet, obviously, with my Wi-Fi, and I'm going to do a search, and you can just type right in here, Cricut. You can just type in Cricut, but it's called Cricut Design Space if you want to do that. Now, don't get confused here because there are a couple of options here, okay? The official Cricut website for Design Space is this one, Cricut Design Space. It's the one with the most reviews, and you can download it here. Again, it's free, okay? It's free. Now, with the original Joy, not the Joy Extra, there is also this, the Cricut Joy. Just if you have this question, the Cricut Joy website, which is a cute and very nice and easy to use software application, is not going to work for your Cricut Extra. Okay, so it's not going to work. So go ahead and download this. There's a few steps that you'll have to do, including plugging in your machine and going through the registration process. It's fairly simple. And then once you get to it, you're going to open it up. And here is my software. Let me just make sure I saved it. So here is the home page of my software, and you can see here, there's a lot to this. Don't get overwhelmed. When I first saw this, and it was in a very easy form actually, but when I first saw this back in 2014, I was like, oh my gosh, all I want to do was cut out glitter corgis. That was my first project. I just wanted to cut out a glitter corgi, and thankfully I had a really good friend named Kara Miller who's out of Vermont, and she showed me how to do that, and that was the best. So today we're going to actually be using a design from an outside designer, but I just want to point out that there's a lot of designs, a lot of them are free, and you're able to store your projects. You don't have to start from scratch every single time. And you can see here, down here, it says My Stuff. So I'm going to click on My Stuff, and I'm going to go to Projects. Now I have almost 4,000 projects here. Today we're going to do this one, which is from a company that I really love called 3D SVG or Dreaming Tree. You can find them on the internet by typing in 3D SVG. What's an SVG? It's a type of file, okay? So 3dsvg.com. Now, the reason why I love this company is they come out with new stuff every 3 weeks, but they have a ton of free files. So if you're just getting started, it's a great way to get these pre-made projects just for the machines that you bought. So if you go under the free files, there's like literally over 150 different files. Today we're going to be doing this one. Let me see if I think it's on page. There's a lot of them, by the way, and we do these all the time because they're fun. You can make a lot of them. They're free, and they're pretty easy to put together. And also, it's a good introduction to the company who makes some pretty amazing 3D projects. So today we're going to be doing this one. It's called the Pumpkin Greeting Card. And again, it says free SVG. We'll need to set up an account with them, okay? And then once you do, you go ahead and you add it to your card. Now I already own this one, so it's going to tell me I already own it. But then when I go to my card, I would just check out I don't have to put any, account information, just my name and stuff. And then I would download the software to my device. And then I would bring it in here to my Cricut design space, which is what I've already done. We'll go into this in more detail, but I just want to kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing here, okay? And so here you go. Here is my entire file. It includes an envelope as well. So I'm going to hit, I've already created that detail. I'm going to hit customize, and it's going to bring me to my canvas. So here's my canvas. Now this is where I work and make sure that all the little pieces are ready to be cut onto my in my extra, and these are all going to be cut paper. And do make sure if you are doing like an outside project like this, that you're going to be attaching these things. These are called score lines. You're going to attach them, and you want to make sure that it's going to be okay to, as far as the size is concerned. Believe it or not, this project will work perfectly on the extra. No need to resize it at all. It includes an envelope, and the envelope is going to work as well. And so we're just going to go ahead and hit cut once we have it all in here. I'm going to save it first though, and this is where you can save it to the cloud or to your iPad. I prefer the cloud, so that way if I'm on my phone or on my desktop, I can access it and I'm not just stuck with using my iPad. So when I'm ready to cut it, I'm going to hit make it. And you'll see I've got several choices. So again, the extra has the opportunity for you to cut material without a mat. That's what this smart material is. You can cut it on the mat. You can also use something called the card mat, which I do have a copy of that coming. And then you can also choose multiple ways. So today we're going to do it on the mat because we're going to use all paper. Okay, so on mat, we're going to use that. We're going to hit confirm. And when we do that, we're going to see that it separates by colors. Okay. And oh, somebody found, Jamie Leonard's asking where they found extra mats for 50% off. I want to know. Because I just placed an order at Michael's for some, and I paid full price. So anyway, so today we're going to be using the mat, and we're going to be using some paper. Now I did cut this out last night, but I wasn't really pleased with the color choices I made. I was just kind of in a hurry to see, all right, how does this thing work? So here you go. And actually I messed up the, I stamped it, but this is the size of the card. Isn't it great? It isn't big. It is a square card, and it's about 5.5 inches, which is perfect because again, this is 8.5 by 12, and that's what it's going to be able to cut. So here's my mats. I got 8 mats, and so I'm going to need to find 8 sheets of paper. And so I see I need like a brown, a deep orange, and a light orange, some yellow. This is a different color yellow, and this is for the note card. And you don't have to use the colors that they've suggested, and in fact, I'm going to use a few pieces of patterned paper because I thought this looked a little too dark when I did it this time. So let me show you the paper that I have picked out for this. All right, so again, I took some paper from that Spice Market, from and I've got some white for the card, actual card stock. So I've got a few of those pieces. But then I also found these, which are a little more subdued than that dark brown and dark red. So this is from Echo Park paper called Halloween Town. It's double-sided. I love this side, but it's not really going to work. So we're going to use this, and I love this blue. And look, I've even got this brown and this nice green. Really pretty. Now we're going to need to cut this down a little bit And so you're going to need some scissors, or you can use a paper cutter. Unfortunately, as I was getting ready, I dropped my paper cutter on the floor and it fell apart. And because of my situation, I was unable to like lean down and get it. So I'm just instead going to use I can either use scissors, or I'm going to use my ruler. And where is it? This is my True Control knife. Okay. So here is my 12 by 12, and it's, again, I mentioned a lot of pattern paper now comes 12 by 12. Some more are starting to come out with smaller sizes, but usually you can buy them in a book, and they're like between 30 and 50 pages. A lot of times they're single-sided, that's fine. Sometimes you can buy them double-sided. And then I'm just going to take my ruler and I'm going to just decide, since it's 12 by 12, and I really only need for it to go to 8.5. I'm just going to make a mark here that's 8.5. Come down here again, and 8.5. You can use a pencil for this if you want, but I'm just going to make it a little easy for me here. And then I'm going to find where I just made that mark. Where did it? There it is. Rita, I'm a goober. Okay. And not necessary to be this precise. And if I were just going to rush things, I'd probably just use my scissors and cut it. But so let's go ahead and do that one. And what other one are we going to use? Where did I put it? Oh, here. We're going to use this color and this color. Okay. I don't even have to measure. I can just go ahead and use my pre-cut and cut this as well. The reason why I'm cutting this is that, remember, the mat is smaller than the 12 by 12 mat. So if you have a machine, see, I'm getting sloppy. If you have a machine that that you're using the 12 by 12 mats for, this is a good size paper to use. And but you do need to cut it down. Now, don't forget, because we're frugal, we save all of our scraps. I usually put my scraps in a box underneath my desk and just accumulate them. And then as I go along, if I need them, I use them, I sort them out, but also have somebody who comes and picks them up for me. All right, so now we have 3 different patterns. 3 for me is max for patterns for the project. So let's have a look at what we got going on. So I want to make sure that I'm logged in. I'm going to go to my Bluetooth setting and make sure that my Xtra is connected, and it is. All right, and then I'm going back to my Cricut design space. And what am I going to? The canvas. And then I'm going to hit make it on the mat, confirm. And here we go. So we have 8 different mats here. And this includes the envelope. See that? Then when I'm ready, I'm going to hit next. Then I'm going to choose my material. So here is going to show you all the materials that your machine is compatible with. Look, there's quite a few materials, including tons of vinyl, some plastic, some paper, some iron-on, cardstock. We work with cardstock, or we are working with cardstock. I'm going to bookmark the medium cardstock. And right here, I'm going to remember the material setting, because that's the setting that I'm going to use for everything, okay? So the first mat up is the green. So let's go ahead and take my green paper. Here's my mat, nice and sticky. You want to keep it sticky. Use this plastic thing. I'm terrible at keeping the plastic things, but I'm going to for this time because, man, the mats are so expensive. Those are my dogs, if you don't know. Those are my dogs, Teddy Bear and Benji, and I work out in my very light porch, and so they get to look out the door, and if they ever see anybody walking dogs, they think that it's time for them to bark at them. So apologize if you don't like the dogs barking, but I couldn't do this without them around, so it's kind of a thing we have to deal with. Now, here we go. Here's our green. And you can see it says medium cardstock. Now, one thing you want to see here is my machine has started blinking. There are no buttons on this machine, just like in the original Joy. Everything's controlled using Bluetooth, okay? And now I have my paper on my mat. See how nice it's stuck on there? And I am going to open it up. You see that it's blinking. And I am going to load this into or under these guides. You see these guides right here? So we're going to load them under the guides. Now, one thing I did notice, and I was talking to a friend about, is that this machine is a little tough on the mats and it causes some curling. So when you are doing this, you really want to be very careful that these are underneath right there. And then as soon as they're both there, then you're going to just kind of really just very, I don't want to say forcefully, but like firmly push it in. You're also going to have to worry about stuff behind you because the machines work by having the paper go back and forth, okay? And so you might have stuff in your way. So you do need to kind of, I learned my lesson yesterday when I was doing this. So here, let's go ahead and hit go on this. And it will go ahead and cut it out. It's very quiet. It's not terribly loud. I think it's quieter than the Joy. It cuts fairly well. I don't like that noise that it makes, but I think it's because of the mat getting a little bit curled. And when it's done, you just hit OK, just like that. And then, I'll move this out of the way. You're going to turn over your mat and you are going to remove the paper from the mat. Don't do it this way because when you do, it curls the paper, okay? So turn it on its back and remove it this way. Save your scraps and do the same thing here, okay? And then we just are going to, boop, look, we're having a little problem already. But we're going to just take our little pieces and move along and start cutting these out. Now for this teal color, I think I'm going to use this and I'm going to put this on here. You don't want overlap, but it's okay if it overlaps the grid, okay? So there's the one we're going to do next. Let's go ahead and again, we're going to put it underneath those things. This is what I mean about the edges here. And I could probably turn it this way if I wanted to. Whoop. Let's try it again. There we go. Now it's going to cut out this for us. So now that we're doing this, I can stop as I'm doing this and just kind of look at the chat. I'm sorry if you guys have been talking to me and I haven't seen it. I'm hitting go. Yes, isn't that great, Babs? That was my year-end goal, is 25,000 subscribers, and we are less than 100 people from that. So maybe this series will cause us to hit that 25,000 goal. And you know what? I think I'm going to do a prize once we hit the 25,000 subscriber goal. So let's get that 25,000 and then we'll run some kind of a giveaway. Maybe we could even give away one of these. I don't know. All right, so let's hit OK. Again, turn it over, peel it off, save your scrap, turn it over again, peel it. Now you see this one has, I should move this out of the way. This one has a few extra cutouts. So you're going to need something to remove the cutouts. You can buy, or if you buy this pack, the materials bundle, it comes with this thing that you can use. But this I use all the time. So there's our pieces there. See what's up next. Okay, up next is orange. Or pumpkin, I should say, because it is actually a pumpkin. And this is the, I wonder if we should use the light pumpkin one for that. Let's use the light pumpkin one for that. Okay. Again, put this in. Now, this did not go in perfect. So I might want to take it out because it's not complete. Oh, well, it's lining up a little bit, but no, I think what I'll do is I will unload it and try it again. Because I really want this to be perfect. And I don't want it to jam. Even though jamming would teach us a lesson, right? And that's what we're all about here. I want to make the mistakes so you don't have to. Okay, hit go. All right. So I'm dealing with a wiggly dog here because he hasn't seen me at my desk for a while. So I already lost a piece, by the way. So I think that's the piece that I lost. Y'all still with me? I know it's getting, it's a little bit later, but, and I want to go in detail, but unfortunately, it does cause you to have like a little bit of a longer class. Hey, stop that, please. Stop that, please. Okay, so there's our orange. Again, I'm still dealing with, I have to figure out my space issues. But here we go. And I want this leaf because that's for our envelope. But these other pieces I don't need. Now there is one piece on this project that you are going to need some of the cutouts for. It's the brown one. I think it's this one that's come up. See right here? So we're going to use this color for that. And I'm actually going to turn my mat over so that way, well, no. This, right, like this. Get it all set up. Open it up. Put it underneath there. And again, this is a little tricky. It's going to take a little while to get adjusted to it because it seems a little more sensitive than the original Joy. The original Joy is kind of like a little more of a self-setter. So So this one, just be very careful that you're putting them in firmly and within those guides, okay? Yeah, I'm not really loving the noise that makes, and I do believe that it is because of the mat. So, to me, you hear a noise like that, it's kind of like, ah, but who knows? Maybe it's something that they can kind of work through. But you see how it kind of like rounds off here. So not super loving that part, however. So far so good. Look at how clean and crisp these cuts are. And when we cut this one, when we take this one out, we're going to need to make sure we keep these little tiny pieces here. All right, so this is what we need. But we also need these two little pieces here. Okay, and then next up, let's see, let's do the yellow for the envelope next. And you can switch, you don't have to do everyone. Now, one of the things is, this is an 8.5 by 12 inch. So you see it's 12, and this paper is 8.5 by 11. Now, if you have two pieces sort of that are going to fit, you may want to give yourself a little tiny bit at the top so that you don't cut short your project. Okay, well, let's go. There we go. So, as you guys know, I usually work with multiple mats so that I get all my papers all set up and I just shoop, shoop, shoop. So once I get my more mats, I'll be able to do that. Let's see what's going on in the chat while this is going. Happy anniversary to Leslie. I don't know how many years. We have somebody on named Sunflower. 38 years, Leslie. Congratulations. I hope your son is doing well. Not your son, your husband, who had an accident earlier in the year. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're going to do something fun for your anniversary. It seems like our friend Babs, who's also a corgi lover, is on today. And she's working. Babs loves Anna Griffin, the designer, and she does some pretty amazing things with her stuff. So we'll be looking forward to seeing stuff from her. And let's see, we're gonna need a piece for the second half of this envelope. I thought I had the right color, but let's get another piece. Let's use this. Yeah, why not? Doesn't have to be yellow. I'm gonna just cut it. I already have that, so let's put this on. Again, I think I need to turn my machine a little bit because you see how it's kind of getting crooked. So let's unload it. I don't like that at all. So not loving that part, Cricut. All right, here we go. Let's try it this way. All right. So I'm glad I'm experiencing this, because then you guys can experience it as well, and you'll know how it happened. Your mat is jamming up into your. So Jamie, who's into my cords in the back. Okay, that's what the problem. That's what the problem is. Let's move my cords. I want to unplug, but let's move my cords a little bit, and let's hit go. Okay, and then putting this together is going to be pretty easy. I need to use some glue. I'm also going to use some what I call pop dots. Let me see where they are. I had a bunch of them here. You could also stamp or cut out a greeting on the inside. This is a note card, so you don't have to do that part, and it is not included in the original design. And let's see what else where are my little pop dots? Pop dots, please. Pop dots. Looking for those. Well, now, how do you like that? I had everything ready. Speaking of Babs, Babs made this for me. Look at this. Woo, woo, woo. It's a corgi in a donut with her beautiful Gracie Junebug and Pumpkin Kitty. Isn't it adorable? So cute. As I look for my pop dots. I also got a beautiful, beautiful gift from my friend Loretta that I want to show you. Maybe tomorrow I can show you that. I'm so unorganized right now. So these are called pop dots. They're adhesive foam dots. They have adhesive on both sides. Everybody makes these. You can buy them at Michael's. Buy them on sale. I buy them on Amazon. They come round. They come in strips. They come in squares and different sizes strips, and so these ones we're going to use for our note card. Let's hope we have all the pieces cut out now. This will be our last piece that we'll cut out. Let's move our machine out of the way. I'm going to keep those little pieces. There's Sancho again. All right, now let's put this thing together and see how it goes. Remember, we're just removing this. All right, I'm going to clean this off. And remember, we're going to put on our little sheet back because we gotta. And let's have a look at all of our little pieces, shall we? Okay, so let's do the envelope first. So this is the envelope. We're going to fold at these score lines. Now again, remember the Joy and the Joy Extra, neither one of them do score lines, which is kind of why I love using outside designers for the, is this the way that it's supposed to be? Maybe. Yeah. It's going to be two-toned, but that's okay. So we're going to take this bit and it's going to go here. It's going to be the outside of our envelope. So, so when you use an outside designer, they can't use the score line feature, so they use the dash cut lines, which is better, actually, because of the fact that Joy doesn't offer scoring. Biggest complaint there for me. And Although I have had people tell me that they have used their foil transfer for the scoring, but it's kind of a workaround. And I remember one time talking to somebody at Cricut saying, you know, we don't want workarounds. We want things to work properly the first time. Josh, my friend Josh Meacham said that to me. You know, I said, well, you can do this. This was way back. And he said, well, we don't want people to have to, you know, come up with solutions if it's a design flaw. And personally, I do think it's a bit of a design flaw. Now, if I had known that this was the back, I probably should have chosen different color paper for that, but that's okay. There is going to be our envelope. It's very cute. Now let's have a look at there's our card base, which we didn't cut out today, but I cut out last night. So there we go. So we're not using this one. We're going to use this one. We're going to use this one, this one, this one, and got a few extras here. Okay. All right. So this is really just a stack them up and figure it out kind of a thing. So it's a pumpkin. So we're going to just go ahead and, you know, start layering these. I may have changed the size of this a little bit in my travels. So that's my issue. But here we go. And I believe green goes here. So this looks a little bit better than my original darker color one here, right? And then on the inside of this, we'll put a piece of the yellow. So, oops, and I forgot there's a little tiny leaf that we can put there. So we'll do that. This is just some new glue that I grabbed. It's from Scotch. It's a little watery, but I have a new glue, what's the word, applicator that Jamie told me all about that is coming. I think it's supposed to come tomorrow, so hopefully I can show you. Pretty amazing for all of us who struggle with liquid glue, so I'm looking forward to that. The inside of our card where we can write a little note and thank somebody who's taken me to or from the hospital this week. And then we'll just go ahead and start piling these in. Again, I did cut these ones a little bit smaller, so apologies, but I don't think you probably maybe didn't notice. I always like to point out my faults, which is kind of a fault of mine, but anyway. I can't wait. I can't wait for that new glue press. It's from, where is it from? My Sweet Petunia. They're the people that I believe made the Misty stamp. Misty, which stands for something like stamping tool ever or something. I don't know. Jamie can tell you, but there's a tool called Misty that helps with stamp alignment, and they came out with this glue thing that when I was talking to Jamie about it last week, and she said, oh, you got to try this. And so I ordered it. It was a little pricey, and it looks like, the reason why originally I was like, doesn't look like for me, because it looked like it was a glue gun, but it's actually a glue holder. and it helps because your glue doesn't get sticky and clogged. You know, we don't like clogged glue. And I do use double stick tape, but I use mostly liquid glue in most of my projects. So I'm looking forward to trying it out and showing you how it works. Okay, so there is our top layer. Remember, we got these two little pieces here. I don't know if I'm in frame. So, as far as tomorrow goes, I was planning on coming back tomorrow. Not 100% sure because I have 3 appointments back to back. I've got to go to radiology and staging, and also I have another blood transfusion that I'm doing that takes several hours. I didn't realize it takes several hours. So if I can come up with a plan for tomorrow, then we will do that. And then next week I will probably have radiation all week, but they usually plan that in the afternoon. So I was planning, as I mentioned at the top of the show, that that I was going to do some comparisons, one machine to the other, to show you the different machines. Oh, doesn't that look cute? So now we're just going to take our pop dots. I want these bigger ones. So you may see me tomorrow. And then next week, hopefully back to 5 days a week would be nice, right? And then we just keep going on. Remember to tell your friends if they haven't subscribed yet. It would really be an honor to have them as a friend. And that doesn't mean they have to show up every day. You show up when you can. I know everybody has lives. But look, there's our cute little note card, which again, you could cut something out and stick it there, or you can use your pen to write there, and then it goes inside of our adorable envelope and ready to say thank you to someone who's been your little helper in need, or just to say thank you to somebody who gave you some zucchini that overgrew in their yard. All right. So thank you, everyone, for coming and also sticking with me. And we will see you again, hopefully tomorrow. And if not, then we'll see you sometime next week, or, God willing. I thank you again so much. Thank you for your thoughts, your prayers, your outreach, everything that you've done to make me feel important and make me feel like I'm loved and I'm important and I'm an important part of life, and I appreciate that very, very much. And I hope you enjoyed the little meet cute that we had with our Cricut Joy Extra. We'll see you again really, really soon. Love you all very much. Thank you. Take care. Hugs to you too, Christiana. Bye-bye.